back to the format here of a preview and the online sale. And thank you for to Willoughby's for being here today and handling the sale for us this year. I know it's a different platform, but we sure are looking forward to it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started here on this preview. First off is Lot 1, Trail Run Dorset's 24-25. She is a yearling ewe, sired by Luca out of a quarter mile ewe. Very fitting to be our Lot 1 here today. And when I saw her pop up on the sale, I knew Sean was bringing one that was pretty neat and special. She fits that bill. And, you know, as we look at a yearling ewe, she is up and out and cool fronted. And, you know, for one that's a fitted and a frame sheep, her chest floor is amazing. I love her in her rib shape and in her cage. One that's just tremendous in her feet and legs. And, you know, if you know Baskets and what they put out there, the bone work and the foot size that this girl has is just unmatched and second to none. I think if you're looking for one that's kind of dual purpose and one to kind of play around with in either side of things, whether it be the fitteds or the slicks, you know, she's got the top, she's got the hip, she's got all those things. Definitely one look in. Excited to have her as Lot 1. Thanks, Sean. Next, we're going to pull in Crouch Dorset's 504. She is Lot 2. Slick Shorn Yearling ewe. Another one that kind of shifting gears here and just one that's just amazing in her build and one that just has all kinds of shape for days for a white one. You know, one just doesn't have top of the hip that one like this girl has. I think this one's one that you can take home and breed to any white buck out there, and she's going to make them better. If you're trying to play in the weather game, she's got the shape, she's got the touch, she's got all those X factors that you need when you're building weathers. I know this one is one that was tough for Cody to let loose of out of his pen. But kind of keeping with the theme of this sale here today, let's roll some elite ones out that are going to change your breeding program, and I think this one will do it. Kind of shifting to our next class or next group here, Lot 3, Crouch 2606. She is a September ewe lamb. She'd be sired by High Octane and out of one of our own ewes that goes back to the Pine Ridge Ram. A ton of primo kind of in her background when you get into some of that Pine Ridge stuff. When we were selecting, you know, what we were going to bring here to this sale, this was the one that was at the top of my list. She's one that normally, you know, if we were showing it to All American this year, she'd be in my girls' pens at home, and I think she's just an absolute different one for the fitted game. Just her rib, her body, her foot size, her feet and legs, all that go together. Not to mention, she just got a gorgeous head, and I think as Dorset exhibitors out there, that's something we can appreciate about this one is just that muzzle shape and those ears are just perfect and spot on. I noted that she's not going to win the tape measure game in my comments. I think she's more than big enough. She's not a little tinker toy one. I think this one plays all day. I think she's different. I think she's fun to have in your show string and later on in the barn when you go to breed them. So bid with confidence on this one. We've got a ton of it. Next up, Lot 4, Crouch 2506. She'd be sired by All In out of quarter mile 827. I think if you're looking at our offering and in our September ewe lambs and you're looking for the one that's the big one that's out there, the one that has the added shot of length of body, that's where this girl fits in. You know, All In was the national champion ram there a couple years ago that we bought from Reynolds out there. And man, he's just made some tremendous females, and we're excited to bring those out to the public this fall. We had a heck of a run there at Ohio there a couple weeks ago, and boy, I thought this one would have fit in out there really well. One that I like it quite a bit. Again, long bodied, great feet and legs. One that, again, put her in your show string, breed her, do what you want. I think she plays all day long. Next in here, we're going to have lot 5, Crouch 2604. If you know us, you know the Illinois sale's kind of been near and dear to us, and we wanted to bring out some fall UAMs this year. We had a heck of a set at home. These last three have been kind of indicative of the quality that we had in that pen. I think this one's just a no holes kind of sheep. I think this one's one that you just there's just nothing that you find with her that you'd like. Man, I'd like to change that to make her better. I think she's big enough. I think she's long enough. She's good enough in her drivetrain there to run all day. She's one that's got the fuzz. She's one that's got the breed character. One that I like a ton. She's out of Crouch 1913. That you would have damned the champion ram at the All American last year for us. He was reserve. Fitted ram down at Louisville in the junior show on the green chips. I can't say enough about this one's mom in the background. She's one of my favorites at home. So again, another one that is tough to part with, and we have all kinds of confidence in this one. Next in is lot 6, Trail Run Dorset's 2607. Again, Sean brings us just a special kind of a ewe, one that I think is maybe on the opposite end of the spectrum as far as size wise compared to the yearling ewe. This girl's definitely got the size thing won. She's a pounds heavy kind of sheep that has the extras. I love her rib, her body. Again, the same thing goes for the yearling ewe in this one. The bone and the fuzz that seems to take to win the shoring today. She's got all those things. She checks all the boxes for sure. So if you're looking for another show ewe to put in the barn, don't hesitate on this one. If you look back, she is out of the Spildy Ram on a trail run Sam Whiskey daughter. I know if you talk to Sean, those genetics have worked and worked really well for him. So here's the phenotypic and genotypic combination for you, one that you should be excited about bidding on. Next in here, we've got lot 7, Dietz Dorset's 2601. She is an October UAM, so we are switching to a different class if you're showing on the national level. You look at the pedigree on this one out of a Dietz Ram on a Nichols ewe that I know and I remember very well that they showed very successfully there a couple years ago. I think you look at this one and she just has her mother written all over. That ewe had that just extreme look about her front 1/3. She's so neat about her shoulder and presentation. One that you just have to appreciate just how she is up and out. One again that has some of the extra feature and is tremendous on her feet and legs. I think this one's just a little bit different in her bloodlines and breeding package. If you're looking for something different to put in your flock, definitely check out this one's pedigree. I don't think you'll be disappointed when you get this one home. Next up, we've got lot 8, Nickel Sheep Farm 2575. Another October UAM. Should be out of Whiskey Talkin' on Nichols ewe. She is RR. If you've all done your homework out there, you saw the heck of a weekend Cruz had there a couple weeks at Ohio, and you saw the two females that he had there at that sale and what those two averaged. I don't need to remind you of that, but I'm going to tell you right now, this one definitely competes hard with those two. I think as we start to look at this one, she has the pieces of that October that you saw that made her so freaky in her front end and all those good things. And yet the champion ewe at Ohio, you see that one pictured in this one on just the bulletproof running gear, the look and the top line that she has, and yet she's as deep in her center part of her body as anywhere, and yet to put those feet and legs under one that's got the added size and look and just checks all the boxes, I think is pretty special. If you're looking for a special one to hunt in this late fall UAM class, I think you ought to be bidding, and I think you ought to just keep bidding on this one and don't stop. Next up, we've got Lot 9, Barn Talk Livestock 4626, another October UM. She'd be out of Pineapple, the Nichols Ram on a Nichols U. And I talked to Cruz, I think, back on Monday, and the words out of his mouth were, I think Lloyd's got one. And boy, I think Lloyd's got one too. So this just seeing her earlier on standing in the rack, just taking a quick peek at her. This one's got all kinds of mass. If you're looking for a fitted sheep that has a top, this one has it. If you're looking for a fitted sheep that has that added hip and pin set, this sheep has it. And she's one that just tracks extremely well, and she's right at the ground and hits her stride and does all those things that you want to see a sheep do in the show ring. Yet she's one that's just a little bit different. She has that added handle, and if you get a judge that appreciates that in these big sheep, I think this one goes a long ways and hunts really hard. Don't be afraid of this one for sure. I think this is one that's going to be a competitor, and I think she's going to be a competitor for a long time. Next up, we've got Lot 10, Dietz Dorset's 2602. Another October UM sired by the Dietz Ram out of Crouch 2310. I know I can speak very highly of the 2310 UM. I remember the look I got from my daughter when I sold that ewe. So I see a lot of the same things in this one. I can see a lot of the things that I just talked about their other lot. Without a question, where she excels is that front third and how up and out she is, how neat and tidy she is about her shoulder, and one that just paints a pretty picture. Yet her base width is there, and all the pieces are there. I think this one's got a future to her. I think you take her home, you feed her, I think you're going to be surprised what comes out and what kind of yearling ewe you're going to get. One that again, maybe just a touch different on the breeding side of things, so add some different genetics and add something new, and man, I think this one could raise a stud buck someday. Next in, we've got lot number 11, Crouch 2610. One that is another October UM. She'd be out of the Spildy Ram that we bought with Lance. I stuck a picture of him in with her pictures and comments, and as far as a changer buck on the sire side, that buck is up and out, and you can tell by his picture. I read that same look in this sheep. You just start looking at cannon bone and growth indicators, and this one, without a doubt, I think when it's all said and done, she's going to hunt with the yearling ewes that we had at Ohio this year. Just on a sheer look and performance and all those things. She's green today. She's younger. She was one of our younger fall ewe lambs. One that I'd be pretty excited about the future on. I'd love to have her back, but again, we're offering the best we can, and want to make sure that we get this one in some show hands, because I'd love to see her on down the road. I'd love to see her in the All American, the Green Chips, all those good places. So again, with confidence, love this one a lot. Now in the preview ring, we've got lot 12, Crouch 602. If you're a slick enthusiast out there, and we're shifting into kind of that perfect age to get these into the jackpots and out there on the major circuits and hitting some of the big shows. I think this one's got a different look to her. She's tremendously long profiling. She's one that's big topped and big racked, and one that has some fuzz. She looks like a Dorset. Yet she has the rib shape and cage that it takes to compete today. One that I think is going to be awfully fun to show this summer. I think she's one that's easy to manage. I think she's one that's easy to feed, and I think those things are things, if you're out there and looking, easy sheep feeding is something that we really appreciate around our house. So one that if you're looking for the slick side of things, check this one out. again, one that you need to bid often on. Next in, lot 13, Crouch 609. This is a January ULAM. If you take a look at just the comments that Cody put in there, you know he thinks his kids missed one-on-one to show, and I was at his place a couple months ago when they were all fuzzy and running around, and believe me, this is one that stood out, and I know he had several visitors through that thought this was maybe his best ULAM in the pen, and man, Charlie gets her cranked up there, and she sure takes a picture. This one's going to be one that's fun to show in the white game, and one that has some shape. She's one that's big topped, one that is just dead on and 12 o'clock today, and just handle and hide and some of those things, and things that I think are going to be able to maintain throughout the year. One that I think is a high end show you. I think she's a high end breeding you. This one's one that'd be fun to play in the breeding rings, say Freedom Fest and on throughout the summer. Next in the ring is lot 14, Nickel Sheep Farm 2603. This would be a winter ewe lamb. So when I first saw the picture on this one and just saw it there pop up on Willoughby's site there, I think if you're looking to win, and I think if you're looking to grab a class at the All American, or you're looking to grab a class on the Green Chips in Louisville, I think this is one you need to be buying. And I think you need to buy her. She fits into a different class than some of these powerful fall ULAMs, but yet I think her quality is just as good, if not better. You start looking at the pedigree on this one, and I know that Reynolds buck has done a ton of good for Cruz, and he has nothing good but good to say about him. The high selling you out there at Ohio's out of that buck, and I think if you're betting on one and you're betting on future, and you want to push all your chips in and have one that's just going to compete everywhere and not get beat, I think this one does it. I think she's the total package. Again, one that we need to be bidding on and as often as you can. Next in, we've got lot 15, PM Livestock 2603. This ewe is a registered Dorset Advantage. Just so you know, I believe she is also futurity nominated as well. So I just want to put a plug in from the association. I know that that program on the DA side of things hasn't had the biggest numbers. So if you're looking to maybe run some points, make some extra money, I think this is an awesome candidate for that. I think when we start to look in here and look at the sheep herself, this one's pretty wild looking for one that's mostly white. Just the front end that she has and just the shape and her rib cage are phenomenal. And yet, if she'd ever cooperate for these young showmen, I think you'd see the quality and the balance that she has and the look. I think this is one that's going to be fun. If you've got a young kid that's looking to show, I think this one would be fun for a little kid to get a hold of and drive all summer. So get in, look at this one. If you're looking for a DA that's futurity nominated, this is for sure the one in this set will be buying. Another Dorset Advantage comes in here, lot 16, Hilltop 2557. I know Colby's just been kind of getting started in kind of the slick deal and some of these DAs and this one here is one that I was talking to him out at Ohio. I know he's pretty proud of this lamb and just kind of getting started there and sure are glad that he brought her here. One that's got all kinds of bone work and fuzz and all those things that are the extras that check the boxes for the judges in today's show ring, and yet he's got her drove there again. One that's tremendous in her chest and just her barrel is unmatched, and one that has enough shape to play in some of the bigger rings. One that I think's just has all the it factor for the DA ring, and one that I think maybe has some extra pieces as far as length of body and just length of front end and those sorts of things. So if you're looking for another DA ULAM, I think this one again. Uh, Reach out, bid on her, give Colby a call about the pedigree. This one needs to go to a good home and get shown often. Next in, we've got lot 17, Crouch 613. Another DA ULAM, a little bit younger ULAM. This one's going to fall in your February classes. If you're following along on the national level, this one would be 8 Mile by a Crouch U. I think this one, if we got a rear view of her, just tremendous amount of shape to her stifle and leg, and those are, I think, her best attributes. I think, again, one that just so proud of these breeders for bringing in ones that when we look at her, the deepest part of her body is the center of her rib, and that's one of the things that I definitely appreciate in these sheep, and one that's tremendously good looking, has a running gear underneath of her. Definitely look this one up. I think her future's bright. Next is lot 18, TM Livestock 2623. All I'm going to say about this one to begin with is he's here. I didn't know if Trevor and Megan would have the guts to do it or not, but I know a lot of us have been through their barn, and I think a lot of us would put one sheep up on a pedestal, and that's this guy. Without a doubt, one of the unique ones I've seen this spring on travels, and had my kids out and looking, and one that isn't one to cooperate maybe as well right now. I guarantee you, when you get this sheep loose and in a pen, this sheep is special. And I think he's lot 18 here, and if you're scrolling to lot 18 in this sale and you don't see him, I think you might be blind, because I think this one is one stud ram out there in the white game. I think if you look at him on the top side, he's a piped up son. We all know what piped up's done. If you've seen his lambs out there, he was the Downsboro Sire of the Year for the Dorset breed, which means Louisville. His offspring won basically the points deal down there. So if you're familiar with the piped up deal and what Chad's got going on down on his farm, here's a piped up son. I know they're offering or just 50% interest in him, but I think this would be a wise investment for anyone out there. Believe me, he's on the top of my list of sheep in this sale. He should be on the top of your list. Next in, we've got lot 19, Quarter Mile Farms 981. He'll be our first fitted ram here in the sale. A ram that, if you just kind of peek at his pedigree, he's double bred Maverick. And for all of us in the fitted world, know that what Maverick was and what he looked at Louisville on the green chips, and how special of a animal he was. Man, I can see a lot of Maverick in this sheep. Just breed character, his length of body, his foot, his bone, his just overall correctness. I see all those things in this sheep. Those are all the same things that we saw in Maverick several years ago when he won on the green chips. And I think if you're looking for a sheep to add length of body without sacrificing some of the extras, whether it be shag, whether it be structural correctness and some of those things, this guy's a stud buck. Look him up. I think you'll be happy to have him and be breeding ewes with him. Next in, we're going to have lot 20, Crouch 2608. He'd be a September Ram Lamb. He is out of High Octane, the Quarter Mile Ram that we bought half interest in from Eric there a few years ago. His dam would be Crouch 2313. She goes back to the Pine Ridge buck that, I know he did tremendous amount of good in the Lenzer flock. And if you were reading through some of the pedigrees at Ohio and saw some of the sheep that Spildy's had there that go back to the Lenzer ewes, I know 15022 pops up in those pedigrees a bunch. Um, this guy, without a doubt, is up and out. He is crazy fronted. For a fitted sheep, he is so tall shouldered. He reads like one that's going to be big. He's going to add size to your flock. I don't think he's the longest bodied sheep in the world, and I'm not going to tell you that he is. So if you're looking to, you know, you have some ewes that are out there that are long bodied and need some guts added to them. They need some fuzz. They need some breed character. They need to be up and out without sacrificing growth. This guy's going to do it. I am going to tell you his mom's one of my favorite ewes in our flock. I've got a picture on my phone from when she was a baby, and I still think she's maybe one of my favorite sheep just as far as a build standpoint, as far as chest floor and as far as rib shape and as far as putting all those things into frame sheep, like what we're doing in the slicks. I think those are things that we can add to our frame sheep and make them better. I see a lot of that in this guy. I think he's one that you're going to be fun or be fun to have in the show string. I think he's one that you can take home and make a stud buck. If you have any questions, reach out to me. But I think this one's awfully nice. Next in, we've got lot 21. It's Dorset, 2610. Be an October slick ram. He's he would be a Dorset Advantage. He's sired by the Obsession buck and out of a Schrock ewe. He does bleed RR. I know the Dietz family has been doing both sides of things, the fitteds and the slicks. You saw some of their fitteds early on. I believe this is the first slick sheep they've rolled out at a sale. So, I think this buck is one that's intriguing. Just length of body, a tremendously long hind-saddled sheep. His length of loin is tremendous. His length of hip is unmatched, and those are things you love about him. I haven't been in and handled him, and I'll have to apologize to Steve for not doing that before we got up here. But he looks like a sheep that's going to handle tremendously well. He looks like a good hided sheep. I think all those things that if you're trying to put that into your flock, whether you're looking for a show ram, he does all that. Nice sheep. Give Steve a call or give Taylor a call. I'm sure they'll talk to you about him for days. So next up on our list was lot 22 from Knepper Farms. They did not make it here to the preview today, but just take a look at that one. I don't know the sheep. Reach out to them. Looks like a great picture. You just look at the pedigree on that one. Boy, it's stout. So give them a call. Check that one out. He's not here, but definitely looks like a high quality sheep that would have loved to have seen. So next up here in the preview ring is lot 23, Crouch 2614. And no, we don't have him shined up like the rest of them. He's only been in the show barn for about, 10 days now. He was there for 3 days. We cut him out. He's one that I've known since when he was a baby. He was going to be a special one. I think just in his working clothes here today, he's unmatched. He's a sheep that bleeds purple. Not often do you get an opportunity to buy a sheep. His daddy was national champion ram 2 years ago. His mommy was national champion ewe 5 years, or reserve national champion ewe 5 years ago. So both parents hung banners on the green chips on the biggest stage you can. I think this guy just exudes quality. Tremendously long bodied. He's big pinned. He's big topped for a sheep that yet still looks green and still has grow to him. He's really good on his feet and legs. He's not going to act the best. He's still a baby. I think he's got all kinds of gears to shift into and get higher. We're pretty excited about him. When I saw Megan or talked to Trevor and Megan, they were putting half interest of what they thought was a special ram on the sale. I thought, that's a great idea. We're going to follow suit. I have all kinds of confidence. I'm going to breed ewes to him. I want you to breed ewes to him. If you have any questions about ownership or the 50% interest, we're open to anything. If you have kids that want to show them, we'll help you get them ready. We'll get them fed. We'll do whatever. we've got plenty of stud bucks around right now, but a couple years down the road, I'm thinking ahead, and this guy's going to be breeding ewes at our flock. Next in is our final lot of the sale, or live lot of the sale, is lot 24, Van Wyck Sheep Company 2601. His birth date's January 4th, 2026. If you look at his pedigree, he's out of Lorax, which is a Wren by Slate 28. If you followed the Donner side of things there, I'm guessing that's probably a lot of Johnner breeding if you look back and what they've been doing and some of the things they brought out. We look in here at this buck, and boy, I'm glad they brought him because I think he's special. And in this white game, we're all looking for the special ones. One that's just up and out and tall shouldered, one that's extremely good about his neck. He's tall shouldered, yet he's really good in his shoulder. He's laid in at the point of the shoulder. He's good in his barrel. He's one that has shape. He's put his toes all point the right direction. He's one that's going to take you forward, not backwards. This is a sheep that if you're looking for one on the slick side of things, definitely be looking this one up in this sale. I'm high on him. You should be too. I do know we've got several semen sales. I'm not going to go through all the semen sales, but you look through there and see some of them. Minuteman and Queso, and some options on Whiskey Talk and Alliance and Signature, and we're talking about some of the absolute best rams in the Dorset breed. So if you're looking for semen, go ahead and look in on these semen lots. We got one more thing to do here for the representative down in here. Are they not here? Okay. So if you've been following along here in Illinois, and Chad Lawyer and what he's been doing on the slick side of things, every year the Continental Dorset Club puts out their Downsboro Sire of the Year. The Downsboro Sire of the Year is the sire of basically the most offspring and that placed the highest at Louisville in the junior and open shows. This year's Downsboro Sire of the Year was owned by one of our Dorset breeders, Chad Lawyer. It is piped up. We've got Corey here and Cassie with the plaque and the award. I think Chad's going to be here later, but definitely wanted to get that in front of everybody so you could see and promote that. Another plug-in for that TM buck. He is out of piped up. So with that, I think we've made it through all the lots. We've made it through the preview. Thanks to all the breeders. I am excited about the quality that we have here. It's definitely the deepest and best sale that we've ever put together. Fun bidding. If you have any questions, reach out. We'll be here for a few more hours tonight and again tomorrow.
We're sure glad to be here at the Illinois Dorset sale, and what a great tradition. We've got a great set of consigners here, a great set of breeders, a great tradition. If you're here close to Lincoln, Illinois, we'd sure love you to stop by the fairgrounds, but do want to let you know that we will be in, the bidding is open for the sale, and we will go into extensions tomorrow at noon Central. If you have any questions, do reach out to the breeders and the consigners here in the sale. They are here to help you. They want the stock to get along well. Thank you for coming to our preview. We will be offering these again tomorrow. We'll go into extensions at noon, and bidding is open at this time.